everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reviewing one of the newest After Effects and Premiere Pro plugins out there in the market, and honestly one of the most impressive ones I've seen in a while, and one of the select few I'm actually going to keep using every time I edit videos, and that is the BadEdits Effects plugin. So if you guys don't know, for the past month and a half or so I've been posting every single day on social media, 2 to 3 times a day, these nice and short sort of mini tutorials of learning how to use After Effects, and these were sort of pulled out straight from my After Effects course. And throughout posting these, the BadEdits team actually saw these videos and decided to reach out to me and ask me and wonder if I'd be able to sort of give a review to the product. Since I had never heard about them, I said, yeah, sure, why not? And I decided to give it a go. Now, from what I've researched, they're fairly new to the market. It's close to about a year since they launched. They launched in about September of 2025. And that's sort of the reason I hadn't seen or heard about them at all. I've been using it for a couple of weeks now, so here's how it works and here's my real thoughts on it. Very quickly, guys, before we go on with the video, I just want to interrupt you a little bit and tell you a little bit about my After Effects course. So if video editing in After Effects has been something you want to pursue for a little while and you've watched a bunch of tutorials, but you're kind of struggling to find or piece together all the different information that are out there, feel free to check out my course. It's something that I've been building for the past couple of years and takes you from absolute zero without any prior experience all the way to what I know personally now. I have hundreds of different projects that I worked on with different clients and over 6 years of experience with just After Effects only. If you want to support the channel and support me, feel free to give it a try and let me know what you think about it. All right, I'm not going to interrupt you for any longer. Have fun watching the rest of the video. So the first part is installation. That's pretty straightforward. Honestly, you just go to badedits.com. You get to see sort of their landing page, all of their different packs that they offer. And all you have to do is just click get free plugin. You can download it for Mac and download for Windows. Once that installer is downloaded, you'll run it through and then it installs on your machine. If you have After Effects open, just feel free to close it and then reopen it again so that you can access it when you get inside it. Then once you open it inside After Effects, it's going to prompt you to create an account either via your email using your Google email. That's pretty straightforward as well. Just click continue with Google and link your Google email with that and you'll be good to go. So once you open up After Effects, just go to Window, Extensions, and you should see it right here, Bad Effects. Once that opens up, you can see a bunch of options over here. So let me just make this a little bigger. The main things you see over here is those 4 main tabs. The first one is packs. Once you click on it, you see all the different packs that you can install specifically for this plugin. The one you probably see for yourself is this Essential Presets. It's the free one that gets included with the plugin itself without having to pay for any additional packs that they offer. Of course, the plugin is fully free. You download it and it works, and the Essential Presets have a ton of options for you. But if you want to pay to get sort of their ready curated pack of either transitions, titles, whatever they offer, they're great too, and we're going to go through each one of them as well a little bit later. As you can see, it has a ton of options and a ton of different things here in this Essential Presets. So first, these text animations, as you can see right here, I've already gone ahead and sort of created this text layer of my name, and the way it works is very straightforward. You just create a text layer, select your layer, and then just find anything that you like. If you click on the text right here, you can separate the different animations by either word animations, by animating entire lines, or just letters in and of itself. So feel free to pick any of them. I'm just gonna click on one of those, and then as you can see, all of the animation presets sort of load, and if you just play this outright, you can see this very cool animation created over here. In the effect controls, you can see all the different effects sort of added, and this gives you a ton of control over how you would like these animations to go. If you want to increase maybe so that the letters come from further up there or from down here, you're free to do that as well. Besides this, what I really like about this plugin is that the free tier presets that they give you are a lot, and it's not just like some repeatable one animation from the left, one animation from the right, but are actually quality presets that they just offer it for free. It's one of the few plugins that I've seen do that. And besides just text animations, you have other stuff as well. If we go to easing right here, we can see a bunch of graphs that we can just copy and paste sort of into our animation if we need all sorts of different graphs. Besides the graphs, we have some motion presets as well. So these allow you to animate any 2D graphics, bounce effects, rotation, overshoots, and so on and so forth. Then we have a bunch of gradients over here. So I really like this. Literally all you have to do is maybe like create a new solid. Let's make it a background. And then you can see all the different types of gradients. So you have silver gradients, and there's a lot, and actually good one, not just like some random colorings that you would not necessarily use. Then we have a bunch of gold, pastel, chroma, heat map, retro. So you can go through all of these one by one and pick whatever one you like the most and whatever one fits your project. So let me just pick this one. As we can see, it's applied right then and there. We can control all the different properties over here and so on and so forth. Besides these gradients, we also have swatches, different types of colors you can choose from monotone, vibrant, cool, etc. Whenever you need inspiration or like a combination of different colors you want to use, you can of course just get them from here. And then the last but not least is this effects sort of tab. It doesn't have that many effects, but I think they look absolutely great, and you can just drag and drop them. That's kind of the magic of this plugin, so that you save a lot of time. So this first one is this VHS effect. You can just add a bunch of them on top of one another and you have some sort of control over them. So I'm just going to add this CRT one, and we can see how it affects our little gradient over here and the text animation that we had. If that isn't enough, we can add a stop motion as well. And then if we preview this, we can see that there's like this nice movement in combination with this CRT effect. All right, so once we get this out of the way, I want to talk about the next set of features or options that this plugin offers, and that I personally think saves you the most amount of time. And it's these different icons over here. So the first three icons we have over here just sort of help clean up the interface a little bit. So if we click on any of them, we can just get rid of all of the options that we had here. And if we hover them, we can access them like this. So this sort of separate each feature over here by similar function in a sense. The first ones I'm gonna cover is these three over here. Let's say we had this very simple animation here of this text getting bigger, a scale animation. What these bars over here allow you to do is modify the graph of this animation without having to use the graph editor at all. So if you just go inside the graph editor very quickly so that you guys can see how this works, select those keyframes and then use this first one. This one is gonna simply manipulate the handlebar sort of on the first keyframe of this animation. So if we turn it all the way up to something like 90, you can see the graph update to something like this. And if we turn it down, then it sort of becomes a more linear animation. The second bar controls the second keyframe's behavior on this animation. So if we turn it all the way up, you can see how it increases the force sort of in the second keyframe. And if we decrease it, it does the opposite. And what the third one does is basically increases it for both sides. So if we turn it all the way up to 100, we get a very harsh graph like this. Besides this, these three icons allow us to change the different types of keyframes with just a single click. So if you want to change these keyframes to linear keyframes, then just click on this and both are linear. Then this allows you to change them to hold, and this changes them to alto Bezier. The next one is these dots over here. And what I like about those is that they allow you to sort of move the anchor point anywhere on the contents of your layer with just a single click. So if we zoom in just a tiny little bit, then we can see the anchor point is right here in the middle. If I wanted to take it on the top left corner, all I have to do is click here, and then maybe here. You can see how it just changes it with a single click, and that's very helpful. Then after these, we've got all of these icons down here. So let's start with this first one. This just flips the contents on a horizontal manner. This is not that hard to find within After Effects as well, but I find that it's a little bit easier or nicer if you just have a single button on it instead of having to go to right click, transform, and then flip. This other one fits the comp to its width. So if I click on it, right here, we can see that it fits this text layer on the width, and this one fits it to the comp's height. So now it's all zoomed in. This first one adds a wiggle property to any of your layers, making it move and sort of come alive. So all you have to do is select the layer you want to add this wiggle animation to and just click on this button. But we can't just select the layer in and of itself. As we can see by this script alert, I forgot, you have to first sort of choose a property that you want to add this wiggle animation to. So let's pick position. So all I have to do is select it and then click on position. And then it adds this sort sort of movement, as you can see, is becoming bigger due to the scale animation that we had. And now we can see how it moves. Then you can just go to the effects controls over here and control the animation however you would like. For example, I want to turn on individual axis control and sort of lower these to something like 15 and 15. And now we can see that the movement is a lot more subtle and slower. The next one is this icon or this button over here that basically allows us to add a bounce animation with a single click. So for this one, I'm going to go to the second composition. All I have to do for this is let's go to position, create a keyframe, go just a little bit forward, not too much though. And then we can make the first keyframe go all the way up. So if you preview this, this just goes down. Then all you have to do, select this and then click bounce animation, and it's gonna add that animation. Now, if you play it back, we should see a bounce animation added just like that. Bear in mind with this one, this tab right here that says help helps you out a lot, so you should read it. It says for best results, keep short keyframe distance between 4 to 16 frames. So if you make this a little bit longer, the animation may not look that good. Besides this, you can control sort of this animation. If you don't wanna have it this stiff, or maybe you want it a little bit more dynamic, you can increase the max bounce, the elasticity, decrease the gravity if you want to, and then we have a longer bounce animation like this. If you don't like the animation right here, all you can do is go again to the plugin and then just change this like this. You can see how the graph sort of is eased in or out on this first keyframe, but you always want to keep the second keyframe a linear keyframe because it will mess up with the animation. So if we just play it right now, that looks a lot more natural because we speed it up in the beginning. The next icon is this overshoot animation button, very similar to the bounce effect. All you have to do is create some sort of animation. Let's add a zooming in animation. Take this to 150, and then I'm gonna select this, click overshoot animation. And now if I play this, but we have this bounciness overshoot sort of animation. The other buttons are pretty self-explanatory as well. This one right here just adds a spin animation. So feel free to click on your layer, click on it, and as you can see, it just spins this. The other one adds a blinker or a flicker sort of effect to it. So as you can see right here, and we have the controls as well over here. The same as these ones is the other one as well. It's a fader. This adds a fade in and out effect on the layer. The cool thing about this is that it adds these markers over here. And if you don't like this fade in effect, if you want it to go a little bit longer, if you just move this marker, it updates the animation and then it takes this much long. The next set of features are the ones right over here. So I've gone ahead to the second composition and sort of duplicated that bounce animation on 5 different shape layers. And what this allows us to do is offset our animations by however much we want to. So all you have to do is go over here, select the amount of frames you want the offset to be, and then select all the different keyframes. And then you can just hit ascending order, and then you can see how this animation is offset. Although I kind of need to change the order, hit ascending order, and then we should see it like this. Or if you want it in a descending order, then just click on it again, and it's going to be like this. And if you want to randomize the order on how they fall, just click on it a bunch of times. If you don't select the keyframes, but rather select just the layers and click on these again, it's going to shift the layers instead of the keyframes within it. The next buttons are also pretty easy to understand. This just shifts the selection to playhead. So if we just cut this, if we click on this, it basically takes the layer we've selected and takes its endpoint sort of on our playhead, on our current time indicator. The other button just shifts it to all the way to the start of the work area or the composition, and then the other one just shifts it to the end. This other button right here allows us to duplicate keyframes. Select this, come over here, click on this, it's gonna duplicate our keyframes. And then the last but not least is this button right here that just allows you to reverse these keyframes. Now, all of these different buttons allow you to save a lot of time when working, when animating, when creating scenes or building compositions. And besides all of these over here that are mostly sort of tailored or focused towards the timeline, we also have these buttons over here that are sort of tailored or focused towards the project. I'll show you what I mean in a second. This first button button over here is called the Renamer. This allows you to quickly rename multiple layers or project items. And it has different modes as well. So if you just click on it, you can see this window pop up. The target is layer names, but we can also rename project items, which you would see right here on the project panel. Then we can choose the mode. The one we're currently set at is search and replace. Just type whatever word you want to find and replace. For example, let's pick shape and let's replace it with circle. We have to select everything and then just click rename, and you can see how it renamed every single layer on this composition. The next one is the format. Basically, this just will allow you to rename the entire layer from 0. Type something like ball. I can check the add numeric suffix, rename, and now it just renames everything to ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the last is the add prefix suffix. So to this current one, I can add as a suffix at the end, spacebar, layer, shape in front of it, and just put spacebar so that it leaves a little space. And then just click rename and we can see how it added shape, ball 1, layer. And this is very helpful if you want to organize and you've been working for a while in a project, you want to do a little bit of organization in between editing sessions just to keep everything tidy and if you're collaborating with any other artists. Besides this feature, we also have the comp setter. So if you have multiple compositions in one project and you want to mass or batch change a bunch of them at once, this just allows you to do that very quickly. Go like this and we see all of them are 1920 by 1080, 30 frames per second. For this, just sort of to give it a try, I want to add a duration or make the duration to about 10 seconds. Let's put 20. Let's hit apply. And then we can see that all 3 compositions suddenly became exactly 20 seconds long. The next feature is this comp duplicator right here. I cannot tell you how important this is to me. In a lot of projects that I worked on, I just wanted to duplicate one composition, use it a bunch of times, but as different individual layers. The problem with that is that if I just go ahead and duplicate any of these pre-compositions and I try to use it a bunch of times, it's gonna be the same footage inside. And if I change anything in any of them, then it's just gonna change it on all of them. And that's a problem. And it's a very time-consuming thing to do on your own. What I love about this is that just allows you to duplicate the composition, but use it as an individual instance on its own. We have these different options, the amount of copies we want to make, the duplicate depth limit, meaning from what I can understand, if you have multiple pre-comps inside of it, how deep do we want to go into that composition? And then these other options just allow you to duplicate the footage inside it, update the expressions that are inside of it, and also if you keep this checked on, basically it's going to move the copies into a folder. The last 2 we've got left is this project organizer. This is really good if you've ever had to collaborate with a bunch of different editors that absolutely do not care about their project, how it looks, how tidy, how organized it is. This can help you out a ton. If you've ever received a project that you have to update or change things, or now it's sort of you're responsible for it, then, and if the project panel is a complete mess together with a timeline, all you have to do is just select this. As you can see right here, it creates all of these different folders. It finds all the different types of files and puts them right into these folders. Besides that, we have these cleanup options. So at the end of a project, let's say you've imported a bunch of stuff, you've tried a bunch of stuff out, and that sort of loads the project with a bunch of junk in a sense that just makes the project heavier and take more load into your computer. And if you want to hand this project off to another editor, you want to have it all nice and tidy, this cleanup option basically allows you to remove any empty folders that you might have, any unused solids or null objects and media files. Again, as I said, for that specific scenario, this is very useful, but personally for myself, the way I organize it, I like it a little bit better because I want to also have subfolders, and what this does is sort of just crams everything into one folder, which I wouldn't necessarily like. And the last one we have right over here is this save screenshot. We also have this option over here, but it's good to have. This is pretty much it for the majority of the plugin. Now, bear in mind, everything I just said over here, it's all free. So you can already use these features for free. All you have to do is go there to their website and download this, set it up, and then you're good to go. But now I want to take you guys a little bit through their different paid packs. We saw the essential presets. That was free and how many options it had. But if you go to their website and buy any of the different packs that they offer about either cinematic titles, as you can see right here, seamless transitions, means film transitions or different text presets, then it's definitely worth it. And I think you'll like the options over here. So if we just go to any one of them, these text presets, we have even more animations over here. And what I like about this plugin especially is that what a lot of different plugins try to do is pick one sort of animation and make different applications of it to just spam out and say, oh, we have 100 different presets. While in fact, it's just one preset that has 15 different versions of it. So one animation coming from the left, one from the right, one from the top left, one from the top right. And that just is not very genuine. It's kind of disingenuous in a sense. They generally have a lot of different animations on their packs, especially on their paid packs. One of the packs that I like the most is the film transitions. And I've already kind of gone ahead and created a composition, grabbed 2 videos that I've shot, and then just added these different film transitions that I want to show to you guys. And using them is as simple as just dragging or dropping, or just with a single click, you import that transition and then it just works perfectly. All you have to do is just click the second layer, the one you're going to transition into, and then go to these different instances right here that you can see. I kind of picked 4 different ones that I really liked. And the cool thing is they have sound effects for each one as well. So you don't have to go through and add different sound effects to make it look good. It already has that built in. So again, just click the second shot and then let's pick this one right here. You just click on it and wait for it to load. Once it's in your timeline, you see this marker that says cut. Right there is where you want to keep the cut between the 2 clips. Just take this so that it's above both of these clips. And now if we preview this, we have this really nice transition from one scene into the other. The other ones that I really liked is these other 4 right here that I've added. This other one too. I like the very sort of glitchy sort of stretch right here. And these other ones, they use sort of a lot of artifacts and punch holes. The cool thing about these presets as well is that you can customize them, at least parts of them on your own. So if you select any of these pre-compositions, and if you go to the properties panel, we can pick something like another Kodak or Fuji, maybe color grade a little bit, change the temperature, tint, and then sort of color grade the transition on its own if you want something even crazier that sort of adds more punch to those cuts. So if we preview this now this looks a lot more different. Besides this pack though, I also want to talk about the other packs as well. For example, these kinetic titles, I really like them. All you have to do for these same ones, just click on any of them to import them. And once it loads into your timeline, you can see it just like that. Now, the same way we made changes to these film transitions, we can also change the text within this kinetic text animation as well. So all you have to do is change these over here, type my name, like this, and you can see how I just added my name right here. Then we have sort of individual word animations. These are good as well because for a lot of these ones, you may not have the exact same words to sort of fit them neatly. I also want to look at the seamless transitions pack over here. So this allows you to grab free movement transitions really fast for whatever use case you might have. Optics, we have over here that we can look at some of them. I think they look really cool. I also want to look at the cinematic titles. I like this a lot too. If you're making YouTube videos like documentary style, I think these fit a lot. Now, all of this that we've talked about so far has just been about this packs tab right here on top. And a very cool feature about this plugin that I like a lot is the assets panel right here as well. It basically allows you to import footage very fast into your After Effects or Premiere Pro, because this is available on Premiere Pro as well. Especially if you're doing YouTube video editing and you have very fast-paced style to your videos where you want to keep the audience entertained with different images and videos. This allows you to grab really fast whatever you need from any stock footage website, especially the ones that are free. We go to the assets panel right here. We have GIFs, images, videos, audio, and icons. You can see a bunch of suggestions over here. So if you pick any of them, just meme, then you'll see a bunch of them here. And all you have to do is just like click on one of them and it imports right on your project and on your timeline right there. And besides this, you can also pick from different platforms. Besides that, we have the image panel. So you can pick either from Unsplash or Pexels. City background gives you a bunch of options. You just click on any of them and imports it. The same thing works for videos, for audio as well. So you have free sound effects, a huge library on Openverse. So either SFX or music. And the last last one is icons, either from Awesome, Bootstrap, Box Icons. And yeah, this is pretty much it for this plugin. I think personally it's an amazing plugin. It offers a ton of features, and pretty much the entire functionality of the plugin is for free. You can just download it and use it right then and there. The only thing you technically have to pay is for the different assets, the transitions, the stuff that they actually build if you just want to elevate the looks of your projects a ton more. If you just go ahead to their website, to the shop page, you can see all the different packs that they offer. Definitely give it a try. If you edit a lot of videos and it's something that you love to do, I would highly recommend you get these packs. All right, so this is pretty much it. If you guys have used this plugin for a while and you have any experiences regarding this specific plugin, I'd love to hear about it in the comment section. Let me know how has been your experience using it and whether you also recommend it to other people as well. I'll leave a link down below in the description to their page, so you guys just can go down there and click it and it'll take you right to the page where you can find everything that I've talked about today. Thank you guys so much for joining me here today in this video and this lesson or this review of this plugin. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts regarding this, and if you have any other ideas later down the line for any video ideas for this channel, I'd love to hear it out. Feel free to like and subscribe. That's gonna help me out a ton. I'm trying to do this YouTube thing, and any additional support is very much appreciated. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.